Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and get started. So I think we have a quorum for morning. So I just want to say, thank you and welcome to Quala's vision for 2022. As you can see, we're about to dive into some detail with Sonciary, Perez, and Jonathan Tushman, our two esteemed co-founders here at Quala. Some exciting vision to share with everybody. And so we'll dive into that in just a moment. I'm Mike Redd, the Chief Marketing Officer here at Quala. I'm joined by Jenna Kluger, who many of you know on our chat. So feel free to chat in questions. There's also a Q&A tab if you want to submit a private question there as well. Today, we're going to be walking through, our vision for Quala. So what we're hearing from all of you, our great customers, what we're building as a result of that. Sansi is going to walk us through some tips on how to take advantage of some of the latest capabilities we've launched in terms of frontline intelligence within the platform. And we'll wrap it up with Q&A. I'll close before I hand off to Jonathan with everyone's getting a sneak peek here. It's a new brand look and feel of Quala, a very bold and exciting look, which we'll reveal to the world by the end of the month. And so really excited and pleased to get that out into the world, and let us know if you have any thoughts or feedback on that. And so without further ado, I'm going to hand off to Jonathan to get into the main elements of our program. Jonathan, take it away.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, so super great, guys. So I want to start off the top here. This is our first annual customer session, starting at the beginning of the year, talking about what Quala has done this past year and us looking forward. And I'm excited to do this today. And I can't wait to do this a year from now. But I wanted to start off the top of this half hour just to thank everyone here. So when me and Sansi started this company a couple of years ago, we always wanted to start a company with our customers, and we've done this. So I just wanted to say just the most heartfelt gratitude for all of our customers for being on this journey with us. We've grown so much over this past year. We hired some amazing people to the team. We built a bunch of great product. That's all from listening to your guys' feedback and your ideas. We are what we are because of you guys. And I just want to give my really heartfelt thanks to you all for just being on this crazy journey with us. Yeah, and Sansi, anything you want to add to that thank you before I move on here?
Oh my goodness, you said it so well. Just overwhelming amount of gratitude to have an idea, see the potential of it, and then find a cohort of individuals that believe in the idea, in the value, in the team is phenomenal. So thank you.
Yeah, we are really blessed. So let's take a look at what we've done this past year. So it's always, I don't know about you guys, but I always love taking a step in January, looking back at the year prior and just seeing what we've accomplished. And because in the day-to-day, it's like, oh my God, we can't move fast enough. But taking a look back at 2021, we've done a ton. So Quala is a very different product now than it was a year ago. We've done a ton on integrations. So big ones are, we now bring email into the platform where you can bring email in and send email out, part of automations, both G Suite and Office 365. Much deeper CRM integrations, bringing your customer data into our platform. We've done a ton with reporting. So dashboards, customer summary, cohorts are now in the product. And we've kept on working and enhancing our workflows. So now adding success plans, a ton more automations, hopefully making your day-to-day jobs more easy and bringing more insights to you in timely manners. And last but not least, and we'll talk about this in a bunch during this session, we launched a brand new platform feature of topics, which landed in Thanksgiving. So a ton of stuff that we worked with you guys, listened to you on to build. And it wasn't just the products that enhance. So we at Quala really believe in this concept of the whole product. It's not just the code and the features out there. So while we've advanced the product a ton, we've also really invested and got a lot out of our community. So our Humans of Success community had many sessions with great speakers, including many of you folks, to push the thought leadership into our community. So it's great to see your voices mingled with ours and our customers to champion the kind of customer success that we care about. One that is human-centric, that really cares about the interactions between people on the front line with their customers and the magic that happens there. So that was another thing that we're really proud of with the Quala year. So we've listened a bunch over this past year, and this is what one of the main, if we had to distill what we learned this past year, it comes along this. So you and your teams are talking to your customers day in and day out, and these conversations are happening everywhere over multi-modes. They're happening on email, they're happening on calls, they're happening on chats, and many other different platforms. And what we're hearing is it's hard to capture and measure those interactions at scale across hundreds and sometimes thousands of customer touch points and multiple data sources. You guys as frontline leaders know instinctively what's going on with your customers, and you're at the middle at everything that goes on with your organization. And you have a big role to play to make sure that your things move forward in your organization. You guys make the right strategic decisions. But we've heard it, sometimes it's difficult to harness the data to prove your instincts, the things that you know, to make things move faster. So what we built as a result is our first feature that we call Topics, which some of you guys have seen. So we're super excited about this, and I hope you guys are too. And so one of the things that we've done over the past year by bringing all these different data sources is now we're able to start mining that stuff for you to start answering that question. So we at Quala now mine all your data across all your customer interactions, your phone calls, your emails, your notes, and now expanding to other data sources, so including support tickets, call transcriptions as well, to help you answer key questions like which customers are experiencing difficulty onboarding, how much revenue is associated with this feature request, which customers are talking about your competitors, which customers are ripe for an upsell motion. So Quala is now going to help you answer those questions with data-backed recommendations that can help you inform company and team level strategy, but also allowing your day-to-day frontline people to make better actions serving your customers from a day-to-day perspective. In a few moments, Sonciary will talk you through some of the core examples you can do with Topics today. Yeah. So I think what I'd like to do is next is talk about where Quala is today and some of our core pillars and what we are now as an organization, and then how us and our product organization is focusing, pouring our calories into for the next year. So Quala is built on three main pillars. So data, intelligence, and workflow. So with data, we're focusing on capturing and organizing all your customer data, whether it's how customers are engaging with your product through the beacon and capturing data around that, to capture what your customers are saying, and also capturing what your CSMs are observing. So it gives you a single pane of glass to get your customer signals. And that's a key thing I want to point out here. It's not just a voice of the customer. It's also really championing the people on the front line talking to your customers. So it's what their customers are saying and also what your experts are saying about your customers. So it's the data with and about your customers. Intelligence. So, and we're always striving to make this better, but giving us all this wonderful qualitative and quantitative data, we want to make sense of this messy information and help you make better, faster, stronger decisions. What is the TLDR of a big question you have and a hypothesis that you have? And then based on that is workflows. So based on the data coming in here, this qualitative insights, how can we make the CSMs and the directors, the people talking to customers, give them superpowers by triggering proactive alerts, executing at the right time, at the right way, every time. So that is what Quala is right now. Data, intelligence, and alerts. So a powerful heartbeat, a core, the center of your customer organization. And listening to you guys, this is what we're focusing on for this next year. And it revolves around these same pillars, but really amplifying them. So we have a big stream on enhancing our integration. So right now we're super tight with email and CRMs, but now we have a much more robust investments, integrations, and what you'll start seeing is integrations to many more systems. You start seeing ticket systems landing this month, Gong, Drift, what have you. But we built this platform that allows you to bring any kind of customer data into our platform in a matter of weeks. So if you have systems that have data about your customers, it'll be super easy to bring this into Quala. We'll talk more about how you get that in here later on. We're also, another big stream is on intelligence. So Topics is our first feature here, but we have a team that is focused on ML and AI to start answering these questions and enhances things better. So this is super exciting to start seeing this stuff and start answering questions and giving you answers before you even know how to ask them. And we'll continue to work on workflows. And I think the main difference here is right now, a lot of the workflows happens within Quala. So whether we trigger success plans or notes or actions or emails, we want our engine to be more powerful than that. So at the end of this year, you'll also be seeing us triggering workflows outside of the platform. So in the platform and outside the platform as well. So we're super excited to keep pushing these platforms ahead this next year. And the team is super excited to start pushing this forward. So before I head on, so I'm about to pass this off to Sonci to talking about how to start using Frontline Intelligence and topics today. But the thing I want to stress with this, everything that we're building here and now is yours. You know, as you guys are being on the journey for us from day one, all this is included with your Quala right now. This is stuff you can start using today with no additional charge. So we're super thrilled with, because we built this with you guys, and we're super thrilled to start seeing you guys leverage these new features, come up with great new insights and continue to challenge us and to push us into new dimensions. So can't wait to start seeing how you guys start using this right now. And with this, I'm going to pass it on to Sonci, who's now going to actually talk to you about some of the real life use cases that our current customers are and other ideas to start thinking about. So let me pass it to Sonci.
Great. Awesome. Thank you, Jonathan. I'm excited to share some of the real world use cases we've seen customers creating topics. Of course, creating topics is relatively easy, but if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us via email or on Slack with your thoughts and questions. There are also topics related support articles available at support.quala.io. These have been created by Lauren, and you can hop on over and see if your questions have been answered there. Of course, you can always text us, Pigeon Carrier, any way to reach us. We love your feedback. Okay, so jumping in, let's look at some examples from topics we've seen you create so far. So one popular topic centers around building an evidence engine for product enhancements. I think all of us have our spidey senses on what we think would be useful for product to spend their calories on. But in this case, we're helping you uncover if customers are discussing a certain integration, for instance, and here it's Asana, you can see. So you can add keywords and or phrases on the right, and Quala automatically creates variations on those keywords and phrases for you. You can also add negative keywords and phrases if you can, or if you want to hone your topic. And you can also choose your integration sources, which isn't easily seen here on the lower right, but you can choose from hundreds of one-click connects and then watch the data come in real time. And another popular topic coming up is surfacing upsell, cross-sell, and expansion opportunities. We know many CS leaders, many of you out there are very focused on revenue opportunities. And you can see here with topics that we're mapping your CRM data, which we already have in the platform. So you can see the velocity of conversations customer by customer, and of course, over time. You can segment this data if you like. You can edit and or subscribe to the topic in the very top right. If you see those, the faders and also the subscribe button in the top. Something else to note here is value in the lower left-hand corner. So this is the total revenue associated with the customers in your CRM that are trending in this specific topic. So that's where you pull that data from. And it gives you a good sense of the overall value of that trending topic from an ARR or MRR perspective. So next, let's talk about the small but mighties, as our friend Simon at Campminder likes to call them. These are all the little or potentially big things that you can do to improve customer experience or the customer journey. Once a topic is spun up, and since Quala is pulling in any note, transcript from a call, chat, email, whatever you like, you can toggle sources on and off per topic. You can then search the highlighted mentions or instances of this topic and then dig into details to form your expert opinion on what next steps should be. Of course, you're pulling in all of this data across all contributors, could be your entire CS team, across all of your integration sources and across all of your customers. So you can see that information here trending in the topic. Now, the good news is topics is not a single point in time data source that's out of date as soon as you gather all that info. It's pulling in all of the data in real time. It's always fresh and up to speed. And as far as the additional topics that we've seen you create, so we've already talked about how to look at roadmap data, CX and upsell opportunities, but we've also seen you monitoring customer discussions around your competition to get a sense of potential attrition. We've seen you monitoring your customers at risk with keywords and phrases of words that you normally hear when it signals a potential opportunity for churn. And also keeping tabs. We've seen this on bug and vulnerability reporting is another one that's great for CS teams to be in the loop on what's going on with support. And lastly, another one to highlight is identifying gaps in onboarding and training. And of course, there are a lot more. So if you haven't created some of these topics just yet, hopefully this serves as a little bit of inspiration. You can see what people are doing thus far with topics. So Jonathan, I'll kick it back to you.
Thanks, Aussie. Super great. And guys, just to reiterate, this is available for you guys right now. So when you go into Quala, on the left-hand side, you see this topics tab here. So go in there and play with it. It's super fun just to start creating one and start seeing the impact that this might have within your organization. It happens, we pre-index a lot of this data, so it comes back lightning fast. So it gives a little bit of an endorphin to start playing with these things. And challenge us, like, try to break the system, try to, and let us know what you're doing to create really cool insights. We want to hear the great successes and where it stumbles or where it can be improved and better. You guys have been so great at honing our product to date, and we would love you to keep on honing this. So just continue to keep it up. Continue to give us our feedback. Yeah. So perfect. So with that, I think, me and Sansi have done a whole bunch of talking to date, and now we want to open up the floor to you guys to see what questions you have for us as we look into this year. And I know some of you guys are very, vocal in sessions like this, but also if you want to have a more intimate session, you can contact anybody, us on the panel or your CSM as well, and we can talk one-on-one. But first, let's open it up to you all for some questions.
Yeah, so we have the first one. Jenna just chatted in here, Jonathan. So what exactly does frontline intelligence mean? I know we've been using the term a bunch, so that's the first question in the chat.
Yeah, that's super great to hear the question. I'll take the first pass at that. So we coined the term frontline intelligence to capture what it means to capture insights from your frontline teams. So anyone within an organization that is interacting with customers. So it's not just the CS organization. It's anybody who's talking to customers, anybody who's on the front line. And we're using that information. We harness that information to give you insights to inform the entire business, to bring your whole business closer to your customers, to be able to answer questions. Are you building the right product? Are you implementing the right business strategy? Are you using the right language in your marketing and sales channel? So basically this distillation of taking all of this fuzzy, important qualitative data from your frontline and distilling that into workable intelligence is what we're calling frontline intelligence. And we thought it was worthy to create a new phrase, a new term with what that means. And topics is our first feature within that, but it's going to be a larger umbrella than just this one feature.
Yeah, I think I'll pile on to that. Exactly right. It's any person at your organization that is having an interaction with a customer. And just to highlight another use case or potential is if it's helpful for your customer success team to have notes or transcripts or chats that are happening between the support team or between the marketing team or maybe sales teams and prospects, if that helps you uncover rich qualitative data that lets you make an informed opinion about some of the use cases we mentioned, then it'd be great to connect those contributors to Quala so that you can get that data streaming in.
Super great.
Awesome. So next question here. All right, just reading it. All right. My product team loves the insights they're getting from topics. Awesome. Thank you. Can other teams get access to this data too?
Yeah. So I'll grab that. That's
I jumped the gun.
Easy question. Whoever in the crowd who asked that, I appreciate that one. But absolutely, right? So any team can get read-only access to Quala at no additional cost. So Frontline intelligence is meant to be shared across your entire organization. So we really want you guys to start branching this out and bringing this to your product organizations, to your marketing organizations, to your executives. We want this to be pushed and promoted within the organization to help you tell your story, promote your ideas within the organization. So yes, yes, and yes.
Great. Just checking here, see if we have any more.
Oh, cool.
All right, this will be a fun one. What are you most excited about building in 2022?
Well, I have some ideas, but Sonciary, how about you take that one first, and then I'll pile on.
Oh my goodness. Of course, I feel like not cheesy, but probably well anticipated is the AI layer with Frontline specifically. I think given the demo that you saw thus far, you noticed that having a command or understanding of the natural language that your customers are using is very helpful to developing creative and useful topics. And connect with us if you have questions around that, because we can definitely help. Now, around the auto surfacing of trends that we're seeing in the data that's being connected or sent to Quala is such I think an important and pivotal moment for the proactive efforts of customer success teams. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll echo that too. I think there's two things. I think one is to continue to evolve this product with our customers is like what gets me super excited for this next year around this frontline intelligence. And I do think our investments in machine learning and AI, I'm super excited to start seeing that pay fruit. We want to take work off of your plate. We want to make it easier. We want to create magic for you guys. And we have some really cool ideas, and I can't wait to bring them to life and to share them with you. And also the other one, like, there's some other boring stuff too, but, with integrations, like, making it easy to bring all disparate sources of data in. I'm super excited to bring more of your data to you on a single pane of glass. And the other one that doesn't get a lot of talk in sessions like these is our security stance. So we'll be SOC 2 compliance this quarter. We spent a bunch of energy making sure that your data is secure and the platform's there. So we'll continue to push that forward. But I'm also excited to continue to keep our platform rock solid and secure as well. So that's kind of nerdy, but I'm a nerdy kind of guy.
Cool. I'll add a little bit of, if I can pile on that too.
Yeah, Mike.
Really excited to learn from all of our customers out there on how you're using the topics capability. Sansi and Jonathan went through a handful of different use cases for how we're seeing some of you use it. What other ways are you thinking up of using it? And where does your imagination go if you think of AI mining through that data and helping give you important answers? What kind of answers would you want that to give you? What kind of questions would you want to automatically surface? So all those ideas would be awesome to hear from all of you.
Yeah, Mike. I've always taken this approach with AI we've built in the past. It takes multiple steps. I call this pragmatic machine learning. The first step is really to emulate the people best at their job and to code that person. So if you guys think about if this current role is as an analyst on your team, your best analyst of the team does X, Y, and Z with this data. Like, I want to know what that person does so we can codify it and make it, take that work and, really make it so much easier for that person to, answer questions about this data.
I have to say, just from a Quala perspective, we have had some healthy, heated debates around next steps for our product motion. And it's been exciting to dig into topics and help you can pretty easily settle those debates. And I've been proven wrong a few times, and I have to say it's actually kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, but to wrap, like in a year from now, I can't wait to see where we come a year from now in the same session, to see how many additional customers we have, whether frontline intelligence becomes this real thing that the community talks about and celebrates. It becomes a core tool in organizations to help make decisions and help promote customers, is what I'm really excited to see. Super fun.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I don't think I'm seeing any other questions come through. So if you have a question, it's the last call for questions. I want to close. I'm sure Sansi and JT will jump on this too. Just thank you again, everybody. Really excited to have so many folks on the call here. Really excited for the year ahead, learning alongside all of you and helping you deliver value back to your businesses. So just a big thank you for everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Hugs.